Welcome to Spaghetti Shootout. It is the Christmas season, and Mark is on a winning streak. He's on such a winning streak, actually, that in the last episode, Ryan was feeling a little sad. Anything can happen today, though, because with this special, we're going all meatball suggestions for our topics. You've submitted topic ideas in the comments via email, phone, even carrier pigeon, and much more. We've selected one to add to the mix. That will be our Meatball of the Month, and those winners get a prize in addition to the fame. This month's package includes a Diamondback HD 10x42 binocular, a podcast hoodie, $100 Vortex apparel package, and that wonderful cameo from Mark Boardman. We love those comments, so let's see a few from the last episode. At DanielBack3236 says, now you owe it to the whole state of Pennsylvania to keep this series going to reconcile that spelling. LOL, keep it up. At MidasMoon7051, these camera angles are fantastic. Laughing my arse off. And at SoSo1998 IFY, it's official. Vortex Nation has been my #1 podcast of the year in 2024, according to my YouTube highlights. Thanks for the great content, as always. Thank you. And that's it. It's time to exit the caveat corral for the big shootout.
Okay, moving on. Ready?
Really steams my clams.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I get nervous.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Mark's a little nervous, as he just said right before, I'm sure the sound went live. Or maybe actually MC Ryan's going to slip that in before I started.
I got a win streak to keep up.
You do?
A lot of pressure.
A tremendous amount of pressure.
I haven't had this pressure, but this is different.
Yeah, this is new. New territory. Ryan is also experiencing something new, a losing streak.
Yes.
How does it feel to be such a loser?
My gosh, James, I am really in the dumps about it.
Yeah.
Is
yeah.
2 really a streak? It's almost like an additional occurrence.
It's maybe not so much a streak as it is a trend.
Ew, I think that's strong wording.
Maybe even.
Oh my gosh.
Remember when he was Mark Cuff Boardman, but now he's Mark Streak Boardman.
Ooh, the old streaker. Back at it again.
You can take that a few different ways.
Hey, happy almost Christmas. And whatever else is out there around this time of year. But anyway.
Whatever you're into.
Yeah, but you know, this card that we got, it says Merry Christmas on it, so that's what we're gonna stick with. And let's just say for this Spaghetti Shootout, everything, it's all meatballs. Who doesn't like that plate? You know what I mean?
Plate.
You get a spaghetti plate and it's all meatball. You need a little noodles.
Nobody's going to complain
sauce.
about extra meatballs.
No. So all 5 of our topics are from listeners, and that's really cool. Actually, there is a 6th. This is very neat. This came in via snail mail, and it says Merry Christmas. I'm just going to read it, and we're going to call this, like I said, it's number 6 of our 5, but it's number 1.
Like we're going to answer a question in
and
here?
maybe in our hearts, because this letter is it warms my heart.
Good luck.
Ryan's read it already.
You know what? Let's give him 1 where he has the advantage. Shall we, Mark? You're going to start with this, though, Mark, because you're on the winning trend, if we'll call it
read
that.
the letter.
Hello, Merry Christmas. I'm Betty, I'm 11 years old, and I love your Spaghetti Shootouts. I have seen every episode, and I am even watching one now. Multitasking. Please keep doing them. Oh, man.
She's 11 years old, Mark.
We can't let Betty down.
We can't break her heart.
Betty, this
Even
is
me.
wonderful. She says, Merry Christmas, and then a meatball idea. Christmas dinner, turkey or ham? From Betty to Vortex Optics. Mark, why don't you kick us off for this honorary topic here?
You okay? You got enough planning in on this one?
Yeah, you ready?
All right, turkey or ham, that is an easy one for me personally. Not a big ham guy. It's just okay. I'm going with the turkey. I don't care that we just had it at Thanksgiving. I'm doubling up. It looks better, it tastes better, and it's easier to share. It's not as salty, and I think you can do more things with it after Thanksgiving. It has a heck of a lot more potential. You have some leftover ham? Yeah, you could maybe fry it up for breakfast. Yeah, you could maybe throw it in a navy bean soup, but I'm going with the turkey.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Gobble, gobble.
Wow, hey, extra points for being punctual on that, right?
And if only to play the contrarian on this episode of Spaghetti Shootout, I'm going to say ham. But not just any ham, none of that store-bought business. I'm talking about homegrown, pasture-raised ham. Hand-cured by an artisan, a craftsman of meat, if you will. I have said this before and I'll say it again. I think a good pork steak beats a beef steak if done properly, right? You know what you're getting with the beef steak, but when you get just a choice, Mark, you wouldn't get it.
You know what? Actually, okay.
No,
I will say,
you order your filet mignon from the Schwann's, man.
I don't know.
He
I don't
drops
order
it
that.
off. Okay.
Ooh.
You know, weird, but I don't order anything, but he does stop by frequently.
Yeah, he drops it off in a bag. There's a bill that comes to your house later. You have your accountant cut the check. I get it. It's fine.
He slipped on the marble floors.
Yeah, he
last
probably
time.
did. Point is, ham is a spectacularly versatile product, and I know that you said navy bean soup. Have you ever had navy bean soup?
Yeah.
Okay. It's kind of like those ultimate sandwiches he would have when he deer hunts all the time 25 years ago. But point is, ham, really good. Fried, stewed, soups, sandwiches.
Okay, an extra point for ending it just so perfectly on that that whip note.
Point of order. Point of order.
Go ahead, Mark.
Okay,
Those
all right.
sandwiches were so good, I remember them to this very
It's my
day.
favorite sandwich. I
Why
had
don't
them all the
you make- yeah,
time
have
25
them all-
years ago.
Yeah, why don't you do it anymore?
Because I haven't paid to get summer sausage made.
That's it. That's the only reason.
That's pretty
You
much,
love the
yeah.
sandwich so much you remember it from 25 years ago.
And I don't
you call
really
it your
pack
favorite
sandwiches. I don't pack sandwiches. Like, I pack my hunting food differently now. It's different
Do you
items.
pack your hunting food the same way as you pack your work food? Leave it in the truck in the beating sun and...
I would never do that. Room temp chicken.
Let's see.
Those are for everybody.
I've seen him split open some questionable yogurt
And also,
before.
like, I mean,
yeah.
I don't I've had an absolutely exquisite piece of pork. Like, it was like one of the most tasty things I've ever had. But that wasn't ham.
Yeah, pork and ham are different things, you know. I actually went to high school with a gal who believed that.
Okay.
Ham is its own thing.
It's prepared differently, is what I'm saying.
Sure, I just think pork is, pig in general, hog, Schwein, are a fantastic food item.
Do you got a couple of swines running around outside your
Yeah,
place
Ryan,
right now? Because you said it was...
What artisan did you go to recently?
Let's see. Oh, I did have an artisan turkey from Jim.
No, I'm
That was
talking
pretty
about
good.
the pork you were talking
I
about.
had
yeah,
some-
but yeah,
I
hold
had some
on.
pretty crusher pork. Would have been about 6 weeks ago.
Oh, where?
Small batch. I don't know. Hannah picked it up.
Oh, okay, gotcha. How convenient.
Hey, Betty, thank you very much for sending that in. That was wonderful.
You know
okay,
what? Hey,
just, it
let's
got us
focus on-
warmed up.
Let's focus on the positive. But yes, Betty, thank you. What a very nice letter and a great question.
You guys are all ready to go. Mark's at 17, Ryan's at 16. It's a close first round there.
I thought you were going to lose it when you didn't get to review the question ahead of time.
Let's move on, shall we? This is what we technically call topic number 1. But anyway, Ryan is going to start it now. Topic number 1/2. This one comes from Ethan Gollum on YouTube. If your opponent were on a wanted poster, what would he be wanted for in the old Wild West? Ryan, are you
great
ready for
question.
this? That's honestly, all the meatballs that we got for this special, fantastic.
Are they?
Yes, they're really good.
I
So
look forward to Mark's curated answer.
kick this one off, Ryan.
If Mark,
You might need to hit pause. Can you hit pause? You might need a minute.
if Mark were on a wanted poster, and if anybody's known Mark, I've often equated him to a Jake turkey. He's
Why
a
a
bit.
Jake?
Guys, you're not quite a Tom. You're erratic. Okay, it would not have been Mark's fault. The circumstances leading up to the event do look damning, but in fact, it was not intended to be that way. It's indecent exposure,
This faulty zipper.
Oh,
public vulgarity, Probably some sort of swindling. He didn't even know he was doing it. He had the best of intentions, but somehow it just happened.
You accidentally one time.
And again, none of it, there was not ill intent with any of it. Nonetheless, the rap sheet is huge. It's all crimes against humanity. He didn't mean any of it. He is on the lam. He is running for his life. Mark, proceed.
Crimes against humanity is a little extreme. Okay, I'm gonna paint a picture of Ryan's poster. It says, Ryan Muckenhern, wanted for crimes of telling a story in 30 minutes that should take 30 seconds. Using extreme adjectives, a lot of words that people don't even know, which goes into number 3, guilty of making people feel stupid for said adjectives. And if Ryan was to get into a fight in the Old West, he's like, hey, I don't like the way you looked at my sister. Ryan would be like, sir, I think you're inferring my intentions incorrect. Are you insinuating that you wish to engage me in pugilism? Yes, that's right, Ryan. I had to look up pugilism after the last episode of Spaghetti Shootout because I didn't know what it means.
Practice pugilism, and then he would want to win.
And now I do, and I really was hoping to point my finger at you and say that you used it incorrectly, but you didn't.
Might I add, Mark is, what was that prestigious college of writing that you went to? You just told us about it on like the last episode.
The Pennsylvania School of English.
Yeah. So for a guy who's, I write copy and
Hey, here's what I'm gonna tell you. I actually used to be quite the speller,
What
and
happened?
I am a good writer.
Was it bump
At least
on the
I
head?
feel like above average. Spell check. You can just hit all the keys, get close, and click the button.
the
You don't have to
combination
think
of
about it ever
letters,
again.
the combination of letters that you put on that board, spell check, the most advanced AI on the planet could not have deduced that that was supposed to mean
I am
Pennsylvania.
here to tell you, spell check is that good.
I don't know. I never
And it
have,
hasn't
I never
helped
have
anybody.
to use it. I just write the word correctly.
Just like the navigation in my phone, I didn't start off with a sense of direction, and I certainly don't have one now. I am dependent on that device.
It took my brain a bit of time to catch up to the reference of the Pennsylvania debacle in the last Spaghetti Shootout. That was bad.
Point of order. That
Yeah.
was pointed out in the last episode. I got a -6 for misspelling Pennsylvania.
Yes.
An egregious offense.
I'm not
going to
subtract any points today. It was a separate
I know.
occurrence. I'm just reminding
Ryan
you how
misspelled
bad it was.
Corbell. His was misspelled as well.
Never had Corbell. Have been to Pennsylvania.
Well.
So have you.
Yeah, Corbell is like
I went to Pennsylvania one time. And
like what
enjoyed it.
in no one's 5th grade geography class are they going through every brand of various different liquors and alcohols outside of the state of Wisconsin. And they are going over all the states.
Hey, look, I'm going to
in
need
the
you to
United
take this up
States.
with the Washington State public school system.
I guess so. Guess I will.
Mark, you're 35 years old. You think you'd have picked it up by now?
Ryan, I am modern man. Do you expect me to accept any sort of
Wait
accountability?
a minute. You were from the Seattle area, right?
Ish, yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Listen,
Did you go to school? You didn't go to school in one of those autonomous zones, did you?
I don't know what that means.
That would explain a lot.
Once again,
Ryan has put himself up 1 point, 31 to Mark's 30. Let's move on to the next
Come
topic. Ethan, that was a fantastic
was a
topic.
good one.
Thank you very much. Mark, you're going to kick this next one off. Let's see what you got. At AK Nick, like this guy, 4050 on IG. If you had to go back in time and fight in World War I,
I know that one.
but you could take a piece of modern day weapon technology with you, what would you take to give yourself the upper hand? Please keep it to one thing. That's all you get to take in the time machine.
Okay.
Start, Mark.
Jim, there are so many good choices to choose
Yes.
from here.
I'm going to give you a minus for that. We all know.
Okay, I'm going to mention a couple, then I'm going to go into what I'm picking.
I'm going to give you another minus.
Fine, I'm just going to keep going.
Okay.
If I was on the ground, an infantryman, I'm going with the next generation squad weapon with an XM157 on top. But that's not what I'm doing.
Are you sticking it on top of your 1903 Springfield or what?
I'm putting it on the next generation squad weapon. Number two. You think, oh man, a drone. Freaking some sort of crazy missile off a drone, death from above, the silent assassin, they never know it's coming. There's a lot of merit to that, right? But I'm going with the A-10 Warthog. This thing has guns.
Finally.
This thing has missiles, and it has bombs, and it is designed for close air support. You want to know how much I know? Want to know why I know so much about this? I just listened to an entire podcast on the A-10 on the Sean Ryan Show. Guy was a pilot in the A-10. I learned all about it. It hasn't replaced my favorite plane, the A-6, but man, for that application, it is the tool for the job.
You left Ryan with 40 seconds.
Jim, I don't need a lot of time. This answer is pretty definitive, and it is only one thing. That is the AC-130 Spectre gunship.
That's another great choice.
In my office, above my desk, is a flag flown from a combat mission from an AC-130 Spectre gunship that leveled a stronghold of baddies, and I believe it was 31 baddies eliminated. And whether it's the howitzer, the 40 millimeter cannon on there, or the chain gun, it doesn't really matter. Trench warfare, those guys were fighting a pretty dirty battle over there. One pass with the old AC-130. Boom, boom, boom. All of it.
Think of how many more people we'd have on the planet if that happened.
I know it.
A lot of people wouldn't have died on one side.
I mean, can I say more about the A-10?
You know what, Mark? You might as well.
It's
You're down
Christmas.
10 now.
Yeah.
For holidays.
Yeah,
for
I
you.
know. I got so many minus points there.
Oh, yeah, excuse me, Mark. Happy holidays. I forgot.
Oh, thanks.
You were offended.
I wasn't offended. I was being more accurate.
Oh, and the best part is these episodes that we're talking about actually haven't even come out yet, so people have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, we were recording a series of episodes that will air after Christmas and before the New Year's, bridging the gap.
All this accoutrement in here?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that we only were to give Jesus one day of the year.
Oh my gosh, we're talking about two things, plural. Why I chose the A-10.
It's a good choice.
Yeah.
I mean, close air support. That's what my guys need on the ground. We don't need, you could say like, oh, the F-35, that's like maybe a very much more modern, they don't need the air-to-air.
I didn't
They don't
say
need the
F-35.
stealth. I know, I'm just saying.
I said AC-130.
I'm just more justifying my choice, trying to somehow scratch out an extra point that I lost.
You lost a number of points. If you notice that over the course of that, you were subtracted.
I thought you might stop.
You went long as well. And that was because you ultimately, with the A-10, you brought yourself back into the black, so to speak. But
Barely.
then you went back to the red by just going over
Also, I mean,
time. But you did exactly what I asked you not to do when I said, please mention one thing. You mentioned three things. And there was some inaccuracies about some of the things that you mentioned. One of which, with the drone being a silent assassin, they're kind of loud.
You've never heard of a drone strike?
Oh, you didn't mean like a little four-propeller like remote control drone. You're talking about like a.
No, I'm talking like a Reaper.
Who's controlling the drone? There was no like Las Vegas.
We got the whole system.
Oh, you brought the
It's a
whole
system.
thing. You brought the shipping containers with
one
the
thing.
guy inside and the TV monitors.
Ryan needs a crew to operate his plane.
Get some of those lads
I mean,
down.
heck, my plane selection is a one-man operation.
The AC-130 has a howitzer on it. I bet you could have explained to anybody in 1919, point at bad guys, hit button, eliminate bad guys.
You are.
How do you explain to them, okay, it's just like a video game. I don't understand what you're missing about this.
Yeah, here, pull out your cell phone, look it up.
Look it up on YouTube.
Anyway, God, I mean, can you imagine? Let's just keep talking about it. With either of those things. I'd say particularly the A-10. You're flying low. You're dropping all sorts of. Can you imagine the looks on their faces when I show up in that thing?
Yeah, they got a problem on their hands.
I mean, what
sure.
a show of force. I mean, I think things end a lot sooner.
I'll give you a point back for me misunderstanding. You were talking about
Thank you.
like a full-on, their unmanned aerial vehicle explains
I feel
also
like I
small recreational drones as well. I thought you were talking about those, and I was like, Mark, we didn't need to put a drone in the air to try and figure out where the enemy is. They were 100 yards across no man's zone. Yeah. Okay. 39.
I think I took my A10 and shot myself in the foot here, Jim. That's quite a deficit.
If you would have led with A10, I'd have been P.O.
We'd have had no problem. We'd have had no problem.
It was a good answer, Mark. An A10 Warthog is an incredible machine.
Boom.
But watch him try to retire it again. How'd that go for him the last couple times?
It's been here since 1977.
Yeah, we should really
get
rid
by the
of
way.
that thing.
The A10 and the F-15 Strike Eagle, both just can't get rid of them.
They're great aircraft.
Great aircraft. That's what I would have taken in World War I. So Ryan has 39. Mark has 30.
I just thought you would know me by now, that you would give me a
move.
pass for I wasn't being indecisive. I was building to an answer. I didn't pick three things.
What you did was you were what's the word? You were points hunting. You were just throwing things out in the cosmos to see if they got you points until you finally went to your final point because you weren't sure if that was going to get you enough points.
Incorrect.
Let's move to topic. Goodness gracious, guys. We're only like halfway through. Okay. Betty, I hope you're enjoying this. All right.
We're going to get another
Who's starting?
We're going to get another letter next week that says never mind.
Yeah, Betty says never mind. Please stop. Ryan and Mark, but Ryan's starting. Which state has the most varied game and hunting opportunities? This is from @Paul Harvo 526 on YouTube. Start.
I'm going to ask a point of clarification. Maybe we don't know the answer. Is this is there a number associated with this one? Like X state has this many huntable species?
No. All right, here, I'm pausing for you.
Jim,
This is a feel thing.
Okay, got it.
Jim, can you use the question in a sentence? Can I get the origin?
I'll give you, that was funny, Mark.
You know, and I'm going to let my time run out because I don't care. You know that if you would have said, does he mean like how many species? You would have asked the exact same question, except your feathers would have been so much more ruffled. Answer, New Mexico. Allow me to go through a couple of things. Barbary sheep, Kalahari Desert Oryx, or Gemsbok, the Persian ibex. There are elk, mule deer, coos deer. There are 2 species of turkeys. There are 3 or 4 species of quail. Excellent waterfowling. Small game opportunities abound. 2 different types of rabbits. It's a great place to hunt.
Do they have squirrels?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
A great place to hunt, yes, but when we're talking about opportunity and variety,
Listening to his voice inflections.
my home state of Washington, even though I would be hard pressed to move back there,
What kind of guns can you use there?
you've got that's why I just said what I said.
Didn't ask about a weapon type.
Okay.
3 species of deer, blacktails, whitetails, mule deer. 2 species of elk, Rocky Mountain elk, Roosevelt elk. You've got wild sheep. You've got mountain goats. You've got Shiras moose. Now these are all once in a lifetimers. You gotta be lucky to get them.
Okay, all right.
But it is possible. It is possible. You have 3 species of turkeys. You have excellent waterfowl hunting. You have mountain lions. You have black bears. You have great upland opportunities. Quail, chucker, pheasants, all the things. Is it the best state to hunt? No. But if there's something you want to do, can you do it there? Yes.
Okay, all right.
Good answer, Mark.
Thank you.
All right. Yes, very.
I had a leg up with that one, the home field advantage, if you will.
That was a good play. I started getting nervous when you mentioned moose. I was like, damn it, they do have moose. And I forgot to mention sheep, which they do have sheep in New Mexico, but I didn't say it.
That was an efficient answer, Mark.
That was good. It was very good.
Well, I had to do something.
Well, and it brought you back from what seemed to be impending doom. You are now at 42 points to Ryan's 47, still in the game. 2 topics to go, and then, of course, trivia. So, next one. Mark, you are going to start.
Oh, boy.
Pick one legally huntable North American animal to pick as the only meat type you could eat for the rest of your life.
Yep.
This is from @JimYeats on YouTube.
Okay.
Start.
Jim, there's things that I might like more than this on occasion. But when we're talking about one for the rest of our life, one that's going to be extremely versatile, and one that's going to be delicious, one that I've had and one that I have shot, I'm going with a Yukon Moose. These things are amazing. They are delicious, and they are full of meat. You're gonna get a ton of grind to make whatever grind thing you ever wanna make. You're gonna get some great steaks, you're gonna get some roasts, you're gonna be able to do whatever the heck you would ever do with red meat with that Yukon Moose, and you are gonna be living high on the hog on a moose, Ryan.
That was really good, Mark.
Very nice. Finished early, a couple extra points.
Good job. For me, the answer is Antilocapra americana, or the pronghorn antelope.
You can just get a minus point for just being so annoying sometimes.
I understand.
Okay.
I set out a couple of years ago to try every cut of meat on the pronghorn as like a steak, because I see a lot of people gauge whether or not an animal has good like plate viability based on, can you eat it like a steak, or does it have to be ground? Do you have to make it into jerky? Do you have to do something else? And I have cut pieces of pronghorn out that you would otherwise in a whitetail, no, that's a grind pile item, and eaten them like a steak, and they are succulent from front to back.
What was that piece?
What's that?
Example?
The thin flesh layer that covers the rib panel. Super thin. I'm talking damn near translucent. Hot avocado oil, salt, pepper, garlic. That's it. And phenomenal. I'm going to say this. I did what we'll call it a traditional braai for the African contingency at a local org with pronghorn. They said it was the best wild game they'd ever eaten. Never had it before. Thank you, Mark.
Very nice.
Fair enough.
Very nice. That wanted poster really might actually be a real thing, Mark, that you described early on.
Jim, I think I noticed Ryan getting a point for the word braai. What is that?
I don't know. I found myself, I fell victim.
You become intoxicated.
Yes. The more he speaks. But then at the end of it all, you're kind of annoyed. It's like, wow, keep talking. And then he gets done and you're like, but what?
I think a minus.
He did lose a point
I
for.
think a -3 would make you feel a lot better.
I don't feel that way.
I did lose a point for Antilocapra americana. He was not thrilled.
No, it's just unnecessary. Okay, topic number.
It's just unnecessary.
It's extra.
Yeah, it is. Topic number. I keep messing up. It is topic number 6 here. Who's going to start this one? Ryan?
I don't know.
If your opponent was an order from Starbucks, what would they be and why? At Zachary Thompson, 4743 on YouTube. Thanks for this one. I think this one's going to be pretty funny. Ryan, kick it off.
Yeah, so I'd like a cappuccino mocha frappa latte with pumpkin spice, 3 shots of caramel, a little salt on top, room for foam, room for cream with ice, and but please, if you could change a couple things. I'd like to remove the pumpkin spice. I'd like to, I don't actually want more than a 1/4 inch of headroom for foam, but I do love foam. And so maybe just like 3/8 of an inch of headroom for foam. And with the cream, can you make sure that it's whipped like my mom used to do it, but not super whipped because then it becomes foam. Basically like the build sheet wraps around the cup several times, but then is redacted. Everything has to be changed. You end up with a lukewarm, decaffeinated coffee.
Okay, all right. Mark, what do you have to say to that? What is Ryan?
Ryan, I appreciate your drama club performance. However, you are incorrect. I order a black coffee with heavy whipping cream if I'm feeling fancy.
Because I like cream.
Now, Ryan, Jim, I'm gonna tell you what unbelievable. I'm gonna tell you what Ryan would be, and frankly, he's not gonna be a Starbucks coffee type of guy because he just simply doesn't ride that pinky up. He's gonna be a diner coffee, black, but not just any black diner coffee. I mean, this coffee's been sitting on the heater for quite some time. It's been distilled down. It's evaporated. It's nearly
been reduced.
A paste. It's been reduced. It's nearly a paste. He's gonna order it black, and you know what? If it doesn't have quite the tones that he's looking for, he's gonna grab one of those little plastic creamers with the peel back lid and do exactly 2.
I thought maybe like ash a cigarette in there and kind of stir it in a little bit. Yeah, I'd dig that.
That's it.
Not a whole lot there. I could see it. Ryan really went off on that one.
He did, but it was like unwarranted though. Like it was inaccurate.
Do you think it was?
100%.
I would love to know what the people of Vortex Nation say in the comments, whether or not they feel
Trust
Ryan's
me, Jim,
description of you in Starbucks order form is
I
unwarranted.
I do appreciate a good cup of coffee. However,
Mark, the question is not what you would order, it's what you would be. There are differences here.
well, I still answered your question.
No, you answered it correctly.
Yeah.
It just I also feel he answered it correctly.
You're defending what you would order. I know exactly what you would order because I've gotten coffee with you 400 times at the airport.
But that's how you see me?
Coffee black, Mark.
That's how you guys see me?
I don't need the negativity right now.
Half calf frap? Here comes half calf frap Mark.
You ever tell you about his frap days?
Yeah, I mean, you're a big frap guy.
It was good times.
Mark orders his coffee exactly the same every time. There is 0.0 variation from that. And I'll say that publicly right now.
I at least appreciate some sort of, vindication.
But what you drink is not necessarily what you would be as a drink. And I think that's what we got at today. Now, what I'm surprised is, now I could see Ryan being the stodgy, reduced down motor oil.
You'd think that this is water. It's actually collected tears from how you guys treat me.
Well, looks like you're running low, so we're trying to fill you back up. I could see him being the reduced motor oil that you see sitting in the bottom of a hot pot at a diner. I could also, I'm also surprised in some ways that you didn't go for, Ryan wouldn't be a Starbucks coffee, because that's not fair trade from the Aboriginals.
That's what I thought.
It's not been run through and filtered through some sort of like an ancient cane that you find only in the.
Ryan would be like, I'm changing my answer.
Kopi Luwak.
Whatever, I can't remember the name of the coffee. Ryan is made from the coffee that the monkeys, they eat the beans and it passes through their system, therefore changing the flavor tones of the bean itself.
Kopi Luwak. It's a cat.
Whatever.
Oh, you like the cat poop beans?
That's what Mark is referring to.
You sure it's a cat?
It's a cat.
Well,
never had it. I have thought that would be interesting to try.
Ryan is at 72 after his performance. Mark is at 64 with 4 trivia questions to go. Now, trivia is going to be, you guys have your whiteboards?
Yes. Do we grab them?
Yes, you can grab them now. Trivia is going to be standard rules from the last one. I'm going to ask the question. You'll get 10 seconds to write down the answer. Mark is already writing down, Mark, you're not doing yourself any favors as far as people accusing you of already knowing the questions if you're already writing down all the answers.
I feel bad for him because he's trying to make something slanderous. He's not going to spell it right.
That would be truly devastating to his reputation, what's left of it. So I'm going to just award points as I see fit. And if you get enough points to win, then you win. And if you don't, then you don't. I don't know. Are you not going to show the class your work? I don't know what that says.
It says Ryan stinks.
Oh.
He almost spelt my name
I
wrong.
thought it said, let me see it again.
That's an N.
I thought it said Reagan stinks. And I was like, look, Mark, I don't know if you're ready to unleash that.
You remember that? Remember that episode of The Simpsons when Bart draws that picture of the bartender guy, and he goes, you drew the stink lines and everything. That's what I was doing there.
Mo Sislak.
Mo
Sislak.
Yeah.
Okay. Gentlemen, your first question is, these are all movie related?
Oh, snap.
You know I'm screwed.
Yeah, I know. Mark actually has a significant upper hand here.
He sees them ahead of time, so he's definitely
in the film Elf.
Yes.
What is the main character buddy's favorite type of pasta? Remember, you may get points off if you get it wrong. All right, time's up. Show the class what you wrote.
Spaghetti with syrup.
We're going to get back to that. Spaghetti with syrup. Ryan is correct. Mark is correct. Flip that back around. Did you spell spaghetti with a Y at the end? Flip it around. Flip it around. We already have the video evidence. Did you spell spaghetti with a Y at the end?
Panic writing.
Was it an intentional Y or an accident? Just, I'm giving you the opportunity
That
to tell
wasn't
me
I drew the I so fast that it
looked like a
this.
Y.
I overran it.
I drew the Y so fast that it looked like this.
SPAGHETTI. There.
Good job. You read my board.
Okay, good.
I'm proud
I
of you.
didn't read your board.
All right, you're both going to get +3 for getting the correct answer. Good job. Okay, next question. What does George promise to give Mary in the movie It's a Wonderful Life? 10 seconds. Oh man, I really thought Mark would have the upper hand here. Ryan very confidently finishing his answer, and the time is up. Please show what we've got here. We have a house and we have simply a wonderful life. Okay. Ryan, no, that doesn't count. You're gonna get -2. Mark, you actually, you're wrong. I was trying to think about if there was a chance that you were correct. He did not promise her a house. He promised her, in the most literal of senses of what he promised her, the moon.
Oh.
What do you want? You want the moon? So that is going to be a -2 for you.
Did you dock me less than him?
No,
I think I docked you -3, and Mark got
Okay.
-2.
That's
Because I know where your head was at. He didn't like the house, though. Mary was ultimately the one who went about it, and then he sort of stumbled upon the house when she had already kind of finished it out.
There was a whole house thing.
Never seen
There's
it.
a whole house thing. We watch it every year at my wife's place, so. Family's place, not my wife's place. That sounds funny.
It's
Anyway.
progressive.
So, question number 3.
73.
Mark, you got a lot of points to make up. Maybe you could do it if Ryan really bombs on one or both of these next
Really
two.
marks this board up,
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
like with the wrong answers.
I know what you meant.
Question 3. What is the name of the head elf in the movie The Santa Claus? 10 seconds. 6 seconds, Mark. 3 seconds, Mark.
Oh, the answer's actually formulating in my head, but I didn't do it right.
Time is up. Got to show me what you got here. Frank and Jeremy. Neither
It's
of you
Bartholomew.
are correct. It is not Bartholomew either. It is Bernard.
Ah, it was a B sound.
-3. Wait, how many did I just minus from Mark? Who cares? What difference is it gonna make? Okay, tiebreaker if needed.
Christmas.
Oh, there was really only 3. This is just a tiebreaker if needed. Ryan gave me that note. I missed it until now. I'm gonna ask it
Let's just do it.
just because it's Christmas. What's that one? I'm thinking of the movie. It's not The Holiday. It's the one with Hugh Grant, and then your old uncle, so and so. Yeah. Love Actually,
Wrong guy,
with
buddy.
the funny British guy,
Oh, well, that's a.
and
That's a good one.
he's the singer guy, and I can't.
So what are you trying to think of, though?
Oh, never mind. Just forget it. It's not that important. It's another great holiday movie.
It's a good movie.
I think it's fantastic. I actually think it's
It's
hilarious.
funny.
Don't buy drugs. Become a pop star, and they'll give them to you for free. How many lights were on the Griswolds' house in Christmas Vacation? Four seconds, Mark. Time's up. See what you got. Several too many. 12,476. That was Mark and Ryan's answer, respectively. Neither of you were correct. I'm not going to do anything with the points because this one really wasn't even supposed to exist. It was 25,000 lights.
There you go.
Now you know. Ryan is writing something to close out. Maybe this can be part of your last crack, Ryan, because you do get a minute. I'm just going to start it now.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you live in the great state of Wisconsin and you're wondering what to do on Christmas Day, on Christmas Eve, the day after Christmas, and you're finding yourself in the doldrums, check out the holiday doe hunt, which you can go outside and shoot yourself a couple of white-tailed does. If you do a little county hopping, you might be able to shoot a lot of white-tailed does. What a great way to fill the freezer and start the year off right. Other than that, this is for you, my friends.
Nailed it.
Why are you keeping things from me?
Only the viewers will know, Mark. You'll have to tune into this episode of Spaghetti Shootout to find out what Ryan wrote on that board.
Special thanks to everybody who submitted a meatball and was part of today's episode, including via snail mail with Betty. We appreciate it. I'm going to look at this camera now. I think I'm supposed to. We'll see you on the next one, question mark? Is there another one? Are we done? Are we live? There's more. There will be more. See you in January. New Year. Bye.
Stupid game.
He's going to be so mad when he watches that episode. He's going to skip the whole thing and go right to the end.
Jim, why can't you just accept?
Mark, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there.